Microsoft has decided to lay off 1,900 Activision Blizzard and Xbox employees. Yes, that does include Bethesda. Let's go over what's happened right now. I believe this was first reported by The Verge, but many people have picked it up since, including Bloomberg and IGN. Here's what's being said. Blizzard President Mike Ibarra has also decided to leave, and Blizzard's survival game has been canceled. Microsoft is laying off 1,900 employees at Activision Blizzard and Xbox this week. While Microsoft is primarily laying off roles at Activision Blizzard, some Xbox and ZeniMax employees will also be impacted by the cuts. The cuts work out to roughly 8% of the overall Microsoft gaming division that stands at around 22,000 employees in total. The Verge has obtained an internal memo from Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer that confirms the layoffs. It has been a little over 3 months since the Activision Blizzard and King teams joined Microsoft. As we move forward in 2024, the leadership of Microsoft Gaming and Activision Blizzard is committed to aligning on a strategy and an execution plan with a sustainable cost structure that will support the whole of our growing business. Together, we've set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensured that we're all aligned on the best opportunities for growth. To me, that sounds like there were a lot of overlaps in terms of what was either being worked on or just general staff members. And unfortunately, this does bring the overall layoffs in 2024 to 60% of what had happened in 2023 total. Daniel Ahmad, he's an analyst, says that's 5,900 video game industry layoffs in 2024. So far, nearly 60% of 2023's total, and we're not even at the end of January. So we're already past a significant portion of percentage of all of 2023. 60% of layoffs just in January account for every layoff in 2023. That is very unfortunate news. As part of this process, we have made the painful decision to, let me adjust this a little bit. We have made the painful decision to reduce the size of our gaming workforce by approximately 1,900 roles out of the 22,000 people on our team. The gaming leadership team and I are committed to navigating this process as thoughtfully as possible. The people who are directly impacted by these reductions have all played an important part of the success of Activision Blizzard, ZeniMax, and the Xbox teams, and they should be proud of everything they've accomplished here. We're grateful for the creativity, passion, and dedication they have brought to our games. You know, it's always really unfortunate when you see that they had a big contribution and they're still being affected by this. I lost my spot. We are grateful for all of the creativity, passion, dedication they have brought to our games, our players, and our colleagues. We will provide our full support to those who are impacted during the transition, including severance benefits informed by local employment laws. That's a weird way to phrase it. Severance benefits informed by local employment laws. So I mean, everything I've read on Glassdoor about Microsoft is that they pay pretty fairly, but I think that's a very weird way to phrase it, if I'm being honest. Like, we're going by what we legally have to do. Those roles will be those whose roles will be impacted will be notified, and we ask that you please treat your departing colleagues with the respect and compassion that is consistent with our values. Looking ahead, we'll continue to invest in areas that will grow our business and support our strategy of bringing more games to more players around the world. Although this is a difficult moment for our team, I'm as confident as ever in your ability to create and nurture the games, stories, and worlds that bring players together, Phil. You know, the unfortunate part about all of this is people are messaging Schreier asking him, hey, is my job impacted? Like, they're messaging Jason Schreier. So it seems like this was very, very weird. Here's some tweets from Schreier in the last few hours. These Xbox layoffs are such a mess that staff across Activision Blizzard are texting me to try and find out if they might be impacted. Nearly 2,000 job cuts, and people now just have to wait around to see if they're part of the bloodbath. It's really, really unfortunate when layoffs are handled that way. I mean, when you're laying off 1,900 people, like, how do you handle that tactfully when it's broken on the news and now you have to go about your day and figure out how you do that for the day? Like, nothing's getting done on this day. Nobody's going to be able to focus on anything else. It's all just going to be like, am I part of the cuts? You know, this is terrible. Alongside the layoffs, Blizzard president Mike Ibarra has decided to leave the company. As many of you know, Mike previously spent more than 20 years at Microsoft. Now that he has seen the acquisition through as Blizzard's president, he has decided to leave the company, says Microsoft Game Content and Studio President Matt Booty in an internal memo. Microsoft plans to name a new Blizzard president next week. Alan Adam, Blizzard's chief design officer, is also leaving the company. As one of Blizzard's co-founders, Alan has a broad impact on all of Blizzard's games. His influence will be felt for years to come, both directly and indirectly, as Alan plans to continue mentoring young designers across the industry, says Booty. Blizzard's previously announced survival game has also been canceled as part of these changes. Booty says Microsoft will be shifting some of the people working on it to one of several promising new projects Blizzard has in early stages of development. Ibarra tweeted, "I want to thank everyone who was impacted today for their meaningful contributions." Let's go over to Twitter and read his full post. "I want to thank everyone who was impacted today for their meaningful contributions to their teams, to Blizzard, and to players' lives. It's an incredibly hard day, and my energy and support will be focused on all those amazing individuals impacted. This is in no way a reflection on your amazing work. If there's anything I can help with, connections, recommendations, etc., DM me. To the Blizzard community, I also want to let you all know today is my last day at Blizzard. Leading Blizzard through an incredible time and being part of the team, shaping it for the future ahead, was an absolute honor. Having already spent 20 plus years at Microsoft, and with the acquisition of Activision Blizzard behind us, it's time for me to once again become Blizzard's biggest fan from the outside. To the incredible teams at Blizzard, thank you. Words cannot express how I feel about all of you. You are amazing. Continue to do incredible things and always keep Blizzard blue and the player at the forefront of every decision. To all of those impacted today, I am always available to you and understand how challenging today's news is. My heart is with each one of you." Mike Ibarra, unfortunately, was pretty involved in the community. He streamed regularly. He talked pretty openly about things, and he's out. So I have to imagine there are going to be other big names that are going to be out. It looks like the article continues on with another letter. He talks about other layoffs that have happened in the past few months. Microsoft hasn't appointed... Let's read this part. Microsoft has completed its $68.7 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard in October, following 20 months of battles with regulators in the UK and US. Former Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick stepped down at the end of December, with Microsoft not appointing a direct replacement. Instead, a suite of Activision Blizzard executives now report up to Matt Booty. I think Sarah Bond was one of them. No, wait. That's not accurate. Today's layoffs come just a few months after some big leadership changes saw Sarah Bond promoted to Xbox president, leading all Xbox platform and hardware work. Booty was promoted to president of game content and studios, which includes overseeing Bethesda, ZeniMax Studios, and Activision Blizzard. Like last year, they said 10,000 layoffs were coming. Here's what Matt Booty said to the team. "Blizzard team, as you may have read in Phil's note, today is a challenging day as we say goodbye to some of our colleagues. This is a difficult process, but it is one that will best enable Blizzard and Microsoft to deliver ambitious games for our players on more platforms and in more places than ever before. We are moving forward with a more focused strategy across Microsoft Gaming that sets us up for sustainable growth and aligns our talent and resources to our top priorities." In addition to the events today, Mike Ibarra and I have been discussing his future and some of his personal passions for some time. As many of you know, Mike previously spent more than 20 years at Microsoft. Now that he has seen the acquisition through as Blizzard's president, he has decided to leave the company. As we move forward, we will continue to build on the positive momentum that Mike created and strive to continue exceeding the expectations of Blizzard's employees. My son's losing it. I want to thank Mike for his leadership and for his partnership and counsel since the deal closed. I know he plans to travel and spend more time with his family. We wish him the very best. Additionally, Alan Adam, Blizzard's chief design officer, is leaving the company. As one of Blizzard's co-founders Allen has had a broad impact on all of Blizzard's games. His influence will be felt for years to come, both directly and indirectly, as Allen plans to continue mentoring young designers across the industry. The new Blizzard president will be announced next week. So the question remains, who is going to replace, like 1,900 employees are going to be tricky to replace. This comes after Microsoft had massive layoffs at a lot of their key tentpole franchises in 2023 at the beginning of the year, including 343. And I believe there were other areas impacted, like I think Blizzard had a layoff, but that was light compared to this. I don't know if this is part of the 10,000 workforce reduction that Microsoft announced, but it is unfortunate. What happens next? Those who are impacted are being informed in meetings starting today. Starting today? Oh my God. I hope they're done with them today. That would be awful. Those who are impacted are being informed in meetings starting today. Given the challenging day ahead, anyone who is set up to work from home and would prefer to can work remotely today. Due to time zones and local holidays, some impacted employees in APAC and EMEA will be informed later this evening and into early next week. Oh my God. After the notifications are complete, leaders will bring their teams together. Please be mindful of this process in your conversations and outreach during these next few days. That's just terrible. So you're going to be sitting around seeing employees fired and you're just doing your job. And what if you're one of the ones that are informed early next week? How is it? Is there some holiday I don't know about? I mean, imagine going into the weekend not knowing if you're coming back to work on Monday. Like that just sounds very awful. This is not fun news. Details on today's actions. The changes announced today reflect a focus on products and strategies that hold the most promise for Blizzard's future growth, as well as identified areas of overlap across Blizzard and Microsoft Gaming. Today's actions affect multiple teams within Blizzard, including development teams, shared service organizations, and corporate functions. As part of this focus, Blizzard is ending development on its survival game project and will be shifting some of the people working on it to one of several promising new projects Blizzard has in early stages of development. Wow. No matter the reason behind these decisions, they are never made lightly. Changes like these affect the lives of colleagues and friends, and we are all grateful for their meaningful contributions to Blizzard and its world-class lineup of games. As Phil stated, we will provide our full support to those who are impacted during the transition, including severance benefits. Why is this legal verbiage like that? Informed by local employment laws. So like, is that nothing? Because like some places don't require generous severance. I find it very strange that this line throws me off, but they have to say that legally, but I wonder what that means for the employees. That would worry me if I was an employee reading that. I would be Googling my state's employment laws or country. I understand that this is a challenging time and that it can be a lot to process. I haven't met many of you yet, and hearing about these decisions from me may be difficult. Today I am here on Blizzard's Irvine campus, and I am personally committed to supporting you as teams and individuals, keeping you informed and approaching this transition period with care and transparency. Thank you for working through these changes with us. Together, we will continue to create amazing games for our players with a culture that empowers everyone to be their most authentic selves and do their best work. Matt, I don't think people are worried about being their most authentic selves and doing their best work right now. They're just worried about having a job tomorrow. I think there's some stuff in these statements that just are really unfortunately worded. I don't know. It's just not fun news to read. It's not really fun to talk about. It's rough. So they canceled their unannounced survival game. Apparently there's this artwork for it. I don't know if Verge has more about it, but as part of the decision, they broke out the part where they talked about today's actions affect multiple teams within Blizzard, including development teams, shared service organizations, and corporate functions. As part of this focus, Blizzard is ending development on the survival project. So they've had some sort of survival game in the works for a long time. That is now gone. The game was called Odyssey, according to Jason Schreier. It had been in development for 6 years. Odyssey, the survival game that was in development for 6+ years, is canceled. That's like, you're near the finish line. If you've been working on it for 6 years in the games industry, I know games take a little longer these days, but 6 years, that's got to be pretty far along. And to just can it like that, I mean, selfishly, I hope we at least get a look at all the hard work that those employees put into it. But wow. What else do we got here? Idle Sloth tweeting about a bunch of the updates. It looks like we had Spencer's memo, Daniel Ahmad talking about how it's 60%. And we read the Rob Kostich email. I think we did we? Let's just go through it really quick. Rob Kostich team, each time I come before the group, my hope is to celebrate our wins together, share how we are supporting our people, highlight the great work you all do for our games and players, and talk about what we need to do together to continue to drive our business forward. However, as you have seen in Phil's notes, we have a difficult message to deliver on the last point. Across AP, what's AP? We have made organizational changes to reset and realign our resources for the future. As a result, some of our colleagues will be leaving the company. There are also changes to roles across Activision Blizzard, and people who support King and Microsoft Gaming. Leaders of those groups will address those changes. We recognize that news like this is very hard to process. This is much better worded, at least. This decision was not made lightly and is in no way a reflection of the passion, commitment, or support that our impacted colleagues have provided to our business. Change is never easy, especially when it means saying goodbye to colleagues, teammates, and friends. Thank you to the incredibly talented team members who have made exceptional contributions to serving our players around the world. We are supporting those impacted during this transition with extended healthcare, severance pay, bonuses, job transition support, and more for U.S. employees and for non-U.S. employees. Support will be consistent with local rules and regulations. They made them put this, their lawyers made them put this in here, because everything else about this is worded way better. And then their lawyer's like, you have to say this. Otherwise, we open ourselves up to litigation. Like, that's a lawyer term. I know a lawyer term when I see it, and that's a lawyer term. You will receive an invite from your team leader to further discuss how we will work through these changes. Today is a tough day. I deeply appreciate all of you as we go through this transition, Rob. I mean, my reaction to this is it sucks. I don't really know what else to say. My heart goes out to everybody who's been impacted. I'm not seeing any other notes about it. Apparently, it's 8% of the Microsoft gaming division. I think we kind of covered off on that. Matt Booty's internal memo has been broken out by The Verge. Yeah. Well, that's what's happened. 1,900 people laid off at Microsoft. I'm very sorry to hear that. If you were affected and you happen to watch this channel for some reason, my heart goes out to you, and I do wish you the best with your future endeavors. Man, what awful news to wake up to this morning. Thank you for watching. Let's all wish those employees the best. If you do like my channel, you can hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Going to be talking about the good news and the bad news here. If you want to support this channel, you can do so by becoming a member. Thank you to the members who have supported this far. I do very much appreciate you. I know I've been a little away playing video games in my spare time, but if you want to become a member, click that join button. I'm going to keep you up to date with news like this one. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to see what else has been going on, you can check out this video right here, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.